abusi ananso so yakwasia da biom me man krankra bi achi man krankra bi akwaba baby a wo bia ne baby a wo hwe me firi bia mere abo wo ho ehɔ no mu nchia na me de me bo epini wo. You are watching Time with Maame Grace. I am always the prettiest preacher. Call me Kasongo. Me ho akonno chenchenam. Ai me ho ofeche obia abrewa bia me ho ofeche. Me ho ehi chen korafo ba. Me man krankra bi akwaba at the Time with Maame Grace again. Today the topic is the sleeping Jesus. Mama great and the powerful foundations, my lay foundations ne well at the amount to ye be pejat na ni de asiso. Into the sleeping Jesus is the topic. Ma kire wo stage sa ye be kodada. Now, mama wakwaba na mama wachi ama waju at the abaha. Call me any name you like. But on this platform, I'm always the living saint. And don't forget, I am Africa's finest spiritual visionary. I knew. Misha African Union, Misha Minananumunsoso and Union. They are all happy inside of me. We start with a Bible verse. Mommy, I'm starting free Bible verse, but I can call your pastor and send this to them. And you can take it from any of the synoptics. Pauchopa, where your Bible scholars brofona me yusunene. I am a person who say Bible school mako be 3 years in classroom. This is from Matthew chapter 8, verse 23 to 27. I'm going to decode all this for you people to think about this. So you will look at the Bible and think twice. If you are really an African and you think and love your continent and in fact care about souls. We'll look into that scripture and we will also look into Mark chapter 4. Verse 35 to 41. And then Luke chapter 8, verse 22 to 25. Today I will do a lot of decodings. Me papem say decoding the Bible no so better than issue. Now and American say no me wo bigger eyeballs, foreign eyeballs or money me twitwi our me platform so. Nti say me need time for local folks. Let's look at Luke chapter 8, verse 22 to 23. And I read, as they sailed, he fell asleep. As they sailed, he fell asleep or died. A squall came down on the lake, so that the boat was being swamped, and they were in great danger. Osise no mu free te bia ba ko mu akoba ko no mu wo epo no so no ana mu wo boat ni mu no Yesu edaye na odaye no na sroche kese bi eboye ese mu make sa wa asi na ho na sroche kese ne boye no na fe de boat no e ba besinke ana e beti ato sa de we e wo Bible mu bebrebe odaye na o sinke boat no ene storm boat any storm e wo Bible mu bebre ubenya bi from boat storm ne ade e wo ho bebre ubehu bi wo Jonah ube e wo ho bebre. I don't want my episode to be long. I want to make a point and I want to draw leaders, those with top-notch knowledge or more attention to something. And unti me pese men anti in chen. Bibi wo ho ameka ya wo feel say me delve deeper. Just write it on the comment section. I'll pick it up. I have what it takes to do that. Inti na boat no e ba beti ahwe inti afa de no omo akwakoda great danger mu. All these words they are in the Bible. Ya sofo no e ready no omo de atoto ye nsohwe ye individual ensohwe ho na ye de ahye bronsam. Inti say ye ne say how do we handle this? The person then no yenko deeper into the Bible. The scripture I just read. You can tell your pastor to decode them for proper understanding. Makacho say Bible na enye graphic, enye storybook. Enti me say anka nkrofo won natural abilities. Ombetumi aya sorry ne said ye wo prophet omo abon a omo ntumi nkan Bible omo gina omo say omo hye nkom. Ka ye papa anka natural abilities is okay. But omo fa Bible omo tumi ka say Bible. No omo man direct translations no. Ka say ye stop you from reading the Bible because it's a very dangerous weapon. Obi or bad brain is not supposed to get close to it. This is why African will suffer and suffer the more. This is not a prophecy of doom. That's why I'm drawing your attention to what we are supposed to do. Let us speak clearly about chaos and tribulations, and about this strange story of Jesus sleeping in the boat while a storm threatened to destroy everything. You read this and make Jesus a vulnerable and a weak God. Because what want to cry and so to gidigidia, what sorry, ekototo nkwala ni reverse mu na wo hwe nkwala no kra da wo twen edum light ma no. Na Jesus wo a wo ye nyame ne ye ne wonam. Na embra ehumu bono no wada. Na se obi na beba be nyane waka kire se ehumu bo ansa na wa be ye show manship dia. Ene na Jesus ne so nhye de ni faso obi asa oba tan a wada eja ne ma e wo trouble mu. Who read the Bible say people will insult religion. And your religion in a year bad, then your Bible in a year bad, but the knowledge and at which level you read and translate it to people. And not a wicked idea, no wicked people who have time for the Bible. Most of us read that passage as history or something that cements our faith in religion. Anytime we be reading, no, not just a woman and family in such a be a better no, yes, to best sorry, or free Yesua, or best sorry, abano, abesha on such an amount. We a mental illness if we think like that. Because Bible back at said, Jesus in the boat, you will smile at the storm. This is how we translate it. That's why we've become comedians. In fact, untrained comedians. Some people also accept it as a miracle that makes Jesus look more than human, which is an important validation thing for worshippers. So what can say why Jesus about from Koda? Because only peda, onyame so da. And you know the say, because Bible says I do not sleep nor slumber. It is a wunya reading out translating the same pen my Bible na antithesis into be a befano wa question Bible no. But when you decode the Bible and you bring out the mystery behind it, they will sit back and they cannot talk. So you pastors have made the Bible a mockery because you lack understanding. The reason the church is perishing, because Bible says lack of knowledge, my people perish. You don't understand what you are holding and you don't understand what you are reading. And you don't have humility to learn either. You feel people clapping for you. It's an achievement. Because you lack self-confidence, you need people to clap for you to validate you. Ebanesa no wo puto na wo tie mu na ye wo se wo ye bibi. Ewiase show, enimdiefo show na wa ye nimguase e de ama wo kuro ana wo man. But let us ask ourselves, what if we treat it as a symbol rather than a magical display of a Messiah? This is what you people make Jesus look. A magic man. Displaying all sorts of magic. In fact, let me open our brain chambers. Na mema uhu Bible no clearer. Mema uhu no clear. Ubi say clear. Afe ubeti asiye the difference between graphics. Na afe unti asiye mu aye clear. Miento yebo. What does it mean that in the middle of violent waves, the rabbi, Jesus Christ, is asleep? Whoa! What does this mean? Mu read this idea we na mu kan aya mu nim se mu gu papa na ni mas. Chese ono ada e na bone koso na mu nyane no buy ala say hey Jaga Rose. Who best? Is this how you translate the Bible? Ni bisa question. In the middle of a violent wave, the Messiah, Jesus himself, the God, is asleep. A God who does not sleep nor slumber is now sleeping. And the Bible, when you read further, will tell you that he was sleeping on a pillow. Just comfortably. Wa prepared no. Wada. Jesus no ane chese si so kron. Who sleeps in such a violent state? Only pampon that. Na nipa no kura na omo ndai na ye den no Nyankopon won sleep on tonko no nda wada. And you translate this to people because they clap for you out of fear. At your age, you are making God so careless. And you are happy about this. And think about what happened later What does it mean? Me pa question na me bisa ni na mo me hwede yo. E dey na si ye kire. What does it mean that when he wakes, the storm is instantly calmed? Yes, sorry ya pe na sorochi ni ye din. Onyame o ma ne nsaso aponi asorochi. Eye din. Omo si onya ne ye no. Na sorochi ni ye din. Tell your bishop to decode all these questions for you. Me pa cho. Say yanhwe niama we. Ha, me say ye ho be ye mobo. Ghana need to meet na ha na obi aka kire nse me de wo kwa abrochire me de wo kofa Nigeria. Me de wo kofa Cote d'Ivoire me ka kire nkrofo mu ho akokam. Wo ho bekam. Me nkobodi na mama omu beku me kura momoa me. Omu bekam na wo chese wo di obi ko ansa na ye jao is going on all over. Yet ha say ye boa Israel for with peace. Wona wo di peace mu etintiman. Ghana for akoka Cote d'Ivoire heya o yenya because of religion. Omo ye nkrofo sa de we nyina so ye nkrofo omo ko asori. Omo ko mosque ko bompaye. Omo nim nyame agi nyame di. Ye problem ni ye big. Tell your bishops to decode the amabobo boso ni point na me ye gu ko ama ni nyinara. Se si ekura de asofo no so fa episode na omo edit mpo. Na straight na omo de ko. Ade ne ye. Ade na bu obia. Ede be ne hinda mo se mo beka no kura ewom. Hypocrite. Platform we aboa obi biara. Se ma amba social media nka meti we mi hu ni asem da. Na asem be mpo no mo se me ya arrogant me ya proud nka ba bia madui. Me mbra na me no betena nka wo bai na wo beka kire me se wo do me e na wo ti guru apparently na unyame aye. Unyame aye de musu o. Unye hu hwe. If not for your hard cemented ridiculous faith, like I do not need to spend time to tell you that was not a story about weather. Say nya wakoma bare. Ti me to me bona ma ye we na wo ka bibia kire obi na onipa ne sebi onimnyansa nko ana obehwe episode ndi obehu se wo e na wo ye ignorant. Enye ahum kase bia na ebo na enye ahum tuntum bia na ebo ena enye asorochim bi na ebo. They are all symbolic. I know getting to this level is not easy. It's difficult. You have to work so hard to get here. It's simply a story about consciousness. It is about the state of humanity in the midst of a crisis. Both Jesus sleeping, waking up, and calming the storm is about consciousness. Nipa brabo, any baby or benanti, ni baby or bebabedru. If the Christendom can take only this scripture, take their time to read and decode only this scripture, they can help their people out of poverty and poor mentality. But make a way. What comes out of our consciousness, or what happens to our consciousness in the midst of chaos? What happens? Say ye gidig niyama say na asam kesiye toto ye ni ade a eye de na esi. We me asama me ni mo ke wa hu. Sa Africa for mo de mo gada nipa no nti, that is where we can also push from. Maybe say e de na fi chaotic moment. E de na ye free mu ba. Do you know pacho wuni mana? Comment section or let me nso ho. Wo pese oba platform no so is open and free o. Ye de ye nye nipa bia bon ye be ye obi a papa ye be sese obi a life ye be throw light at obi a so. Ani o. Mami Grace ye bronsam. De oye nipa papa ma wo no. Mami Grace ho a na hu no. Nti when how hypocrite awo ye. Na me kan say see me war international war. Nti me ni locals no time. These are questions you should sit and ask yourself. Instead of shouting and jumping, anytime you hear the pastor read this verse in church, so nyankopon rada wada. Na wo nipa na wo wada wo trouble. Na wo nipa na obekwa akofre no woni nem. Onyame a ontonko no nda. We kura doesn't make sense. Na mo ko so na mo ka bisa no nipa ko bisa nyame. Senti ye wi nti wo. Hey! How can you behave like this? So nyankopon betimi ada. No, who aba gidi na fishermen. Omo nim fishing. Omo hu na omo kofre papa yi na papa yi ba. Na omo bisa nso o wi mi hu ya. And then what is the point? onyame adan the same thing na obeka kire yen wo Jonah na unim so obema bonsu ami Jonah o ma soroche boya na wo moto chacha nyinara e mo mu yi Jonah tunsuo ni mu ansa wo show power de be nie if that is how you translate it ha me pa mucho asema mi ka se yi se enye asa mi bisa mo misre mo ye ina ye nim se Yesu oye Nyankopon osunya adwuma oye carpenter ni ena asuafo no so na mo ye fisherman ena mo wo boat nim ena boat no ekwa akode cha na ekohwe ase ena fisherman no entumi anya familiar with the storm no mo kofre carpenter ni ada no mo bubo boat opo no so ana. It is all because of how you translate the Bible. That is what is making the book weak. It is not for vulnerable minds. With a bad brain, stay away from the Bible. It's more dangerous of a weapon than you can think of. She, obi an time wo me domo papa me or time po de mi nibi. Wo de bad ya me de bi be hia. Because she many ase me obi am misura de esa o.